Every few weeks, the camp gathered for a particular story, a deep one about how a certain river bend was formed and why some rocks there were not to be touched. Only Elder Gila told it in the same careful way each time. You children know many playful tales, she said, but this one is not for changing, it carries old responsibilities. Toma had heard the story so often he could recite most of it. His friends begged him to tell it when Gila was away, but he always shook his head. She says it's hers to tell, he said. One evening, though, after a long day, a group of younger kids pestered him. Please, they said, just this once, we'll fall asleep unless we hear something good. Toma hesitated. He wanted to be seen as a good storyteller, not just a mimic. I'll tell it, he agreed, but my way, I'll make it more exciting. He began following Gila's familiar words for a while. The children listened, eyes wide. Then, when he reached the part where the ancestor being turned into rock, Toma added something new, an extra scene where the ancestor rose again at night to chase anyone who disobeyed the rules. He made the ending frightening and loud, adding details that made the little ones shriek and cling to each other. When he finished, he felt powerful. They'll remember that, he thought. The next day, Gila noticed two small children refusing to go near the river, even with adults. The rock will come alive, one whispered, shaking. Toma said it walks at night. Gila's eyes narrowed. That night she called Toma aside. What did you add to my story, she asked. He tried to explain. I only made it scarier, he said, so they'd listen, they liked it. Did the story ask for your extra fear, Gila replied, or did your pride ask for their screams? Toma's shoulders slumped. I wanted them to think I was clever, he admitted. Some stories are like clay, Gila said. We can shape new ones from them. Others are like carved stone. We carry them as they have been given. When you add wild bits to those, you don't just change the story, you change how people feel about important places. Together they gathered the children. Toma stood in front of them, heart pounding. I told Gila's river story wrong last night, he said. I added a part that isn't true about the rock chasing people. I made it up to sound exciting. The real story doesn't say that. The younger kids looked uncertain. Gila repeated the proper ending, gently smoothing away the extra fear he'd planted. Afterwards, she turned to Toma. You clearly have a storyteller's tongue, she said. Use it to make your own tales. When it comes to the old ones, your strength is in carrying them faithfully, not decorating them. Toma began to create new, clearly invented stories to entertain the children, making sure they knew which were old teachings and which were just fun.